This is Wild on 7th, your favorite Wild podcast. Did you guys see this? This is unbelievable. What is that all about, Kinger?
Get in here for the real thing. Like, let's get weird.
Maybe I blacked out trying to figure out what was going on.
Doubt, worry, fear, because that's what we're breaking the mold on here.
Welcome to Wild on 7th, presented by Pilot Games. We're here until it's here.
Welcome back to Wild on 7th, your favorite Wild podcast, presented by our friends at Pilot Games. Make sure when you're out this Wednesday, which is, I think, the biggest party day of the year, King, or the Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
Yep.
And maybe this is for those 20-something listeners that we have.
Yeah, the White Bear Bar will be filled to the brim.
Yeah, grab one of those tablets up at the bar. Get there a little early.
Cash only.
Yep. Deposit that into the tablet and play some games, Pilot Games. You know, they've got a Wild game, Vikings game. I mean, Wild are winning right now. Go with a hot hand. Play that. You'll win some extra dough. Your community will win some extra dough. Everybody wins, Karen. It's a win-win-win.
So much winning. Sounds like the Wild.
Not
5 wins in a row.
5 in a row. I think, what are they, 9-1-1, their last 11?
Govember. Hey, we called it, man. We knew. We had our own players-only meeting at the podcast, end of October. We felt it coming. We felt the change coming. Govember. It's been awesome. By the way, scoring first.
Does it feel real?
I do think it feels real. I really do.
It looks like it.
The goaltending. They're beating good teams, you know, and I know there's pieces missing, but everybody's missing pieces. We're missing
This
pieces.
is like the injuries this year.
Crazy.
And they're saying like the schedule's condensed and that has something to do with it. But the injuries are off the charts early in the year. So yeah, everybody is dealing with it except for maybe, I don't know, one team. And that team might be Colorado, because what are they right now?
I really didn't pay enough.
Like as hot as the Wild are?
They're way hotter. They've won 9 in a row. So we haven't played them, right? So I haven't been paying attention that much, but they have 37 points in the standings. It's not even Thanksgiving. I mean, they could like make the playoffs by the end of the year, the calendar year. I mean, it's unbelievable. They're 16-1-5. I don't know what the hell's going on.
It somewhat reminds me of Boston, what 2.5 years ago?
Yeah, but then they blew up in the playoffs, right?
They lost first round.
They did.
Like that was Bergeron's last year, Krejci's last year. Like they went bananas and then losing the first round. And then it was like, what, a couple months later, Montgomery had lost his job.
I know. And we got 2 wagons heading right at each other between the day after Thanksgiving. You're going to get to see Colorado play our Red Hot Wild. So it's a pretty good day to get them, right? Hockey holiday. No one plays hockey on Thanksgiving. And they're coming in, bellies full.
Well, they'll be here on Thanksgiving.
Perfect. They have super sad Thanksgiving away from family and friends, probably alone in like the Omni Hotel, just eating like lukewarm gravy
Out of a chafing dish.
and then they come maybe
Like
they
no
got
gravy boat. They don't get a gravy boat.
and they don't have a Zamboni
This is
gravy
ladled
boat.
gravy.
Yeah, this is like just a big spoon
With
gravy.
hot spots in there because there's like a Bunsen burner under it.
Bunsen burn microwave is involved somehow. Cale Makar, hey, he's touching his meat. He touches it's not warm enough. It's room temperature. He takes a little walk to the microwave, shakes his head as he walks back, and he says under his breath, "Worst Thanksgiving ever." Right?
Yeah. I thought where you going with that, where like he touches it. Because now I have another
I
question.
saw you give me the look.
No, I'm curious.
That was some straight Beavis and Butthead
No,
stuff.
on your plate, because I thought you were going somewhere with like this with it.
Don't confuse me.
All of
that
the
I'm
food touched on his plate, and like these OCD guys are losing it now or something because the gravy ran into the stuffing and into the turkey and into the cranberry sauce. On your plate, can you let the food touch? Like, do you like?
I do. And I know you probably don't because you don't like hugging. I like gravy on everything, man. I love gravy. I'm pro gravy. I would
Gravy's
put
all right.
gravy
I
on the
skip
stuffing.
I don't do stuffing.
Gravy on the meat. I'm not putting gravy in the marshmallow, that kind of cranberry stuff, but like I'm not a psychopath, but I'm pro gravy.
I'm pro gravy, turkey, mash, but I skip mash because I like sweet potatoes so much. I think it's my favorite food, so I just go super heavy sweet potato.
Should we do a little gratitude here? I mean, this is the best holiday, right? I mean, Thanksgiving's the best.
No, I disagree. It's Christmas is the best, but yeah.
No, that's not true.
Thanksgiving would be second.
What do you like about
4th of
Christmas?
July would be third.
Is one of your favorite things about Christmas just having a small index card where you keep track of how many gifts you gave to each of your kids so that they're even, and it's all about commerce and purchasing things? Is that what you like about it?
No, you want to know what I like about Christmas?
You know what Thanksgiving is about? It's about taking your belt loop one looser, watching 3 football games, maybe gambling on them.
No, you like it because it's about TV trays.
It's all about TV trays, and it's about food, and it's about fellowship, and it's about gratitude. I'm thankful for you and our listeners here. I'm thankful for our producer, the little community we've built here at Wild on 7. See how I turned that on you?
Yeah, you didn't, though. Christmas is superior in this. One, it's 2 days. You get to hang out with more family over the course of 2 days because Christmas is Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And then it doesn't end there because you don't have to go back to school until after the first of the year. So then you have like 5 days of ODR hockey uninterrupted with your buddies. Like Christmas, what it means and what it stands for is so much more than just one.
No, you can't. You cannot.
Like Thanksgiving is like I've got Thursday to enjoy myself in 2 football games and eat my face off, and then I've got to worry about Christmas shopping the next day. Like,
no,
Christmas is like you get like a week of just awesomeness.
I think you're forgetting that winter break is not part of Christmas. I'm just talking about the holidays themselves. You can't even take Eve. You can't say like, well, I got Eve. Eve's on my team with Christmas. No, Christmas is December 25th, and Thanksgiving is better than December 25th.
Wow. I think all the listeners are going to entirely disagree with that.
You're so wrong on this. This is, and as much as I might have got PJ Fleck wrong, you are.
You know, when you're watching something and somebody's trying too hard, I think that's Kinger right now. Like, to just say that Christmas is not Christmas Eve too.
It isn't. It's even.
Are you kidding me?
They call it Christmas Eve.
Cookies and milk and reindeer food and like Santa Claus. None of that is real.
What are you going to take the whole Advent calendar?
You're just. I mean, we got to get back to something.
St. Nick's is like December 5th.
Have to agree to disagree because I don't think you could be more wrong here.
Well, speaking of Santa, look at this beard. So I haven't grown. I don't cut my beard until the Wild don't get a point in a game, and I'm like Abe Lincoln right now. I mean, you can hear it. I know this is an audio product. Listen, it's like real. Like I've cleaned it up. I mean, this is a winning. I have winning on my face right now. I mean, Govember's been awesome.
Yeah, it looks good. Looks good. I like it. You'll be staying warm. Temperatures are about to drop for sure.
That's what they say.
I was making this point the other day too. And if I'm a little edgy, it is because we had a rough day yesterday.
Okay.
So just know that. If I'm a little ornery.
Yeah, I want to ask some questions about this. So break it down for the listeners. You're coming back from Winnipeg.
Yeah.
And you're
early
thinking,
game, perfect. Early game.
Thinking, hey, I'm going to be home with the family. Maybe
tuck the kids in.
Yeah. Read a little Goodnight Moon. And what happens?
Well, sit on the plane. Plane decides it doesn't want to work that day, so then we got to get off the plane, onto a bus, back into downtown Winnipeg, hang out in downtown Winnipeg till midnight, get a text. They maybe flew another plane in, go back to the airport, go through customs all over again. I shouldn't say customs, security all over again. Jump on another plane, end up flying back to Minneapolis, customs in Minneapolis. So we end up getting home at like 2:33 in the morning last night.
That's terrible. So
when we thought we were going to get home at 8.
You go back to Winnipeg.
It was a 6-hour drive. Like it was like if we just bussed, we would have been home.
But if you're in Winnipeg back, so is this a bar restaurant that's open to the public?
Yeah.
And if I just happen to be in there getting some wings or something, watching Sunday Night Football, the entire Minnesota Wild hockey team is in the bar restaurant. Walked in. And do people like come over to the players and stuff?
I don't know. I mean, you are in Canada, so they recognize.
They know who the fourth liners are.
They know who everybody is. Yeah. There was a guy there that worked for a boring company that we ended up talking to for a minute who recognized like Heinz head coach and everybody. Like they know up there. And this was an Irish guy. This is an Irish guy in Winnipeg working short term for a tunnel boring company.
Yeah,
he knew. That's how popular hockey is in Canada.
They know.
Knew.
Hey,
So anyways, Amory, I want to finish this.
Okay.
Because there's one thing I don't like about that, Beard. Until the Wild don't get a point, and I've kind of been getting, I'm kind of like jumping on this bandwagon where I want the loser point to go away.
Yeah, you're talking about the overtime loss?
Yeah. I want that point to go away.
Well, that's what the Kachuk brothers started that on their podcast, right? They want
just recently?
Yeah, they want it to go
3.
Well, they want to go 3-2-1. But you still have the 1. Right? No, it's 3 you win in regulation.
So each game that theory is each game is worth 3 points.
Yes. That's
so if you win it
what they
outright, it's 3.
That's what they want, yeah. That's what they said anyway.
I kind of want it to be 2 or 0. Like, I would love to see teams play to win. Like, and I don't know that it impacts it that much, but think about it. The final 8 minutes of a tie game, like, how much push is there? You see more of a push when a team's down a goal, right? Like, I would like to see what that's like. And now overtime has turned into who can win the first faceoff and then out-change the opposition 3 or 4 minutes into possession before they elect to shoot. I would like to see them, like, just win. Like, you're not trying not to lose this game. You're trying to win. And if you went 2-0, you'd try to win the game.
Well, I think it does the same thing because if you win it in regulation and you're chasing in the standings, you would see people throwing the kitchen sink in that last couple minutes trying to get the 3.
Yeah.
And the team you're chasing maybe gets 0, right? And I think when you make the shootout a 1, it's still 2 points less. So you don't get into, I think what you were trying to say about my beard is you're saying some of these whiskers are kind of diluted.
Yeah, like
it's not
like your face right now is.
You're saying I'm wearing some like overtime losses are mixed in?
Yeah, your face right now is 12, 9, and 4, but really you add those 4 losses, you're 12 and 13. You're under 500, but
well, it's never been done before. No one's
that's
ever.
Say, I'm not ornery. I like it. This is just a point that came up to it. Like, it should. We want more wins, like outright wins.
Well, we had some. Let's just talk about the week that was. We're going to beat the Canes in a shootout, okay? So that would be one of your wiggly ones that you don't like so much. Then we go on to Pittsburgh. This is when the wheels fell off, you remember, last time we played Pittsburgh. We beat them 5-0. Sid's yelling at people on the bench. And then we take care of the hated Jets. We hate the Jets. And we beat them 3-0. I mean, back-to-back shutouts. I mean, we're on a heater. It's been great.
It has been great. And I think what's been impressive about it, you can't say that the Wild are catching teams on like a bad day. And maybe they are, but Pittsburgh, Wild dismantled them. And then Pittsburgh goes out and wins a big game like 2 nights later. Like, the teams that are coming and playing Minnesota are playing Minnesota, not getting anything offensively, struggling, and then going out the next game and winning. I think that was the case for Anaheim. It was the case for San Jose. Like, a lot of these teams are coming in here, not having an answer for the Wild, but then going elsewhere and able to win those games, you know? And I do think that when you lose, you sharpen up a little bit. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, when good teams lose, they find a way to, like, level up so they don't lose 2, 3 in a row kind of thing. And
that's everything. If you can stop the bleeding, I mean, that's how you make the playoffs.
And with that, so some of these good teams that have the ability to do that don't have an answer for the Wild right now.
Which I love.
Sid and the crew have been great this year. And I get it. It's their first game back after
Sweden.
Yeah, like, I get it. But they blanked him, and it wasn't even close.
And he was visibly upset on the bench.
Back-to-back shutouts. Pittsburgh, Winnipeg.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Like, you go 2 games, you score 8 goals, you give up 0.
And now we get our first look at Chicago. And interesting, Chicago, I think, has lost 3 in a row. But they just lost to Colorado yesterday, 1-0. If you would have told me this Blackhawks team, everything we've known about them the last few years, it would be 1-0 against Colorado. I mean, that's a loss. It's a legit loss. Like you said, it's a full 2 points for Colorado. But, I mean, they must have played pretty well structure-wise.
Yeah.
Spencer Knight must have been pretty good if they're only losing 1-0 to the wagon.
Yeah. So, and the point you're making is that Chicago's different.
Yeah, San Jose's different. San Jose just beat Boston last night. I mean, some of these teams, these kids, it's real.
Yeah, you can't.
They're hanging around.
Can't bank those points anymore.
No.
Anaheim has proven that too.
No, I don't even know what. I mean, you could even, whether it's Nashville or Pittsburgh or whoever, Calgary, somebody could just catch you. I mean, it's a tough league right now.
In the standings right now, with the way the Wild started, which was worst October franchise history.
Yes.
There's only 4 teams with more points in the NHL than the Minnesota Wild right now. That's how much parity there is.
I panicked because I didn't see them in the wild card spot, and I'm like, "What? Oh my God, are we lower because we've played more games?" And then I realized they were in 3rd place in the Central.
So,
jeez,
Colorado, Dallas both have more points. That's why Wild are 3rd in the Central. Anaheim has 1 more point than Minnesota. Then you've got to go out east, and the only team is Carolina with 2 more points than Minnesota.
Yep.
Those are the teams in the NHL that have more points than the Wild. Like overall, they're sitting at like what 7th place, but a tie for 5th, just on games played. Like Seattle has a game less played.
Yep.
Like,
I want to hear your answer to something. So someone asked me this weekend. They said they did the exact same thing you just did. They said these guys were terrible in October, right? And now they've been. It might end up being the best November in franchise history, right? They said, what's changed? And I was kind of put on the spot, and I said, well, Zuccarello came back. I think you got to look at whatever happened with the lineup when he came back, and it shifted down like a game of Plinko. Like all these guys suddenly were in better spots. Goaltending has been a huge part of it with Wally and the bus. But then if you listen to Foligno and some of these guys, they almost said like, and I don't know if this was the players only meeting or what, but they kind of said we all stopped worrying about ourselves and just started playing hockey is kind of how I'm translating that. I don't know how you would qualify that, but like, what do you attribute it to? Because I said, Suzuki coming back for whatever that did, it seemed to change everything. The goaltending in the back end cleaned up, and then there was this Spurgeon players only, let's quit feeling sorry for ourselves and just play hockey. Stop thinking. A lot of them have been saying stop thinking.
I think some of what's real about that is, and you think about who else was at that game. Last game, October, Pitt, the game they dropped, where they're sitting there, 3rd period. They just have to have a solid 3rd period. They come out, they get beat 3-0 in the 3rd by Pitt. And then that's when things change. That was also the night that Weston was here, And,
yeah, terrible. I mean, so sad.
Rest in peace, Weston. Like, terribly sad story. Yeah, passed away last week. And you hear his mother said he was watching hockey. But I do think that had an impact when you see a 10-year-old kid struggling and he's excited to be around the game and at the rink, and he's there with Pittsburgh, and Fleury's taking him to prank and his old teammates, and you get a little perspective like, let's stop feeling bad for ourselves.
Yeah.
We don't have it all that bad.
This kid's fighting for his life, and he still has a smile on his face, and I'm mad because I'm -6 at the start of the season. Yeah, I think it. And even seeing how Pittsburgh pulled him into their locker room after they won. I mean, that's a classic hockey thing, right? Yeah. The whole community kind of worked together and took care of him,
And I think that had an impact on the guys and perspective. And then they hash a couple things out in their meetings and their talks, and Jared Spurgeon does his leader thing, and guys simplify. And maybe it's a perfect storm. Zuccarello comes back, and that does help. But they've also lost critical pieces too, and Zuccarello hasn't been like, he's been good. He's not been like JoJo was at the start of the year. He had not been lights out carrying it. So that's certainly a part of it, but it's not a huge part. If I had to pick what's the number one thing that changed, it's probably putting Faber with Brodin and Middleton with Spurgeon and committing to playing for the top 4D together heavily.
Heavily.
And then on top of it, it was the fact that we could go back and look, but it was the fact that the Wild had probably 10 of 12 games at home where Hines could keep Eriksson, Ek, Boldy, and Johansson together, even without Rossi, and get the matchup that he wanted, because Ek has been dynamite. And that line isn't getting enough credit for what they're doing, but he's been absolutely dynamite, not in a shutdown role, but he's been shutting down. Think about who came to town. It was Macklin Celebrini. Like, he was top 3 in the league in points. It was Leo Carlsson, top 3 in the league in points. And these guys come to town, nothing. Wild beat them 1-0, 2-0, or they lose to the Sharks 2-1, whatever it was. But point is, Hines can control the matchup, and he can get the team to buy into a defensive first style of game and prove to them it will work if you buy in. And controls the matchup, good solid D, they get some puck movement. It's not, can we get to 3-4 tonight? It's, let's not beat ourselves. And the Wild have not beaten themselves in that time. And it's not coincidence that that's the exact same time goaltending turns around, right? Now goaltenders aren't facing 2-on-1s, breakaways, and even if they're making those stops, it makes their night frantic. And they haven't had a frantic night since, right? It's been controlled hockey in front of them, predictable, play my angles, play my percentages. And then with that, they've gotten good performances. So I think it's probably all of those things, and Kaprizov continues to be Kaprizov. You can't look at the guys that play heavy minutes and not give them credit for it. Boldy's been tremendous. Different guys have stepped up. Johansson's still been a really bright spot. So it's a lot of different things, but it's probably Eriksson, Ek, that line, their ability to shut down while still providing offense, the fact that they're at home and Hines can control the matchup, and then those top 4D being able to be on the ice together and shut down.
Yeah, I like that. I wish I would have said that. It seems smarter than what I said.
And PK's been good.
I will say, so Fabes top 5 in scoring right now with 13 points. And watching that game last night.
This is on the team, you mean?
On our team.
Yeah.
And have you ever seen a guy that's just, when he gets a goal, he has the joy of like a squirt hockey player
playing Eric Stahl
he's like in the big pumpkin or something. I mean, he's just, the visor's up high. He's smiling.
The best is he has to push the visor up even higher after he scores.
I mean, it makes me happy when he's happy. So good for him getting out of that rut. I think the D pairs is absolutely huge. I want to talk about Kirill for a second. So Kirill is interesting this season because he comes in every game and does something Kirill. Okay. Like, I was trying to figure out what it reminded me of. It's remember the Salt Bay, the chef that used to come in and throw the salt over his.
Well, no, it was off the forearm.
Off the forearm, right? Boop. So like Kirill does that in every game. There's like a little moment where like he would take his samurai sword out and do a thing that only 97 can do. But it's typically, so far, even in this winning streak, it's been mostly 1 point, maybe 2 here and there. He's got 27 points in 23 games, which is 15th in the league, right? These other guys, McKinnon, Celebrini, McDavid, Bedard, they're higher. My question is, do we need 97 to drive games?
Yeah.
Like 3-point nights, 4-point nights, or is there something happening with our lineup where he's taken a lot of the top defenders away? You really give Boldy a different opportunity with that other. Like, I'm just trying to figure out what we need out of 97 to.
I think you're getting it. If you go back and watch the Pitt game, Kaprizov was dynamite. Like, he was so flashy in that game. That was a national game, right? Where he was just slinging it around. No, Pitt. No, this is different. But Pitt 2 games ago.
Yeah.
Because this last trip was just Pittsburgh, Winnipeg.
Yep.
But the Pittsburgh game, where he was on the forecheck, turning pucks over, and then that's when he can make like the no look beautiful plays where you're like, how did he see something there? It's not off the rush; it's like off a turnover.
Was that the game where there was a play where he was in the corner in the O zone, and he somehow got a puck out front to Urov.
Yeah.
Like, it was almost like he had to dislocate his shoulder and put the stick in his sternum to make that pass. I have no idea how he did that. That's what I mean. Every game you get this thing, this wizardry. But I'm just trying to figure out do we need him? Do I need to see his name next to McKinnon, Celebrini, and McDavid in the NHL scoring leaders or not?
No, this is what I would say. At the start of the year, he was playing the type of hockey where he would be in that category.
He was getting 3 points, but we were losing those games.
Like, he was -1 in those games.
Yeah.
You know, like the power play was cooking, they were scoring, and he was making plays at the blue line, and it was turning over, and it became a story.
It was,
if you remember,
a lot of
erased the name on the board, like not being accountable for it. It became a problem, and now he's been probably more responsible with the puck. And this is why I think it's different how he makes these plays, these high risk plays. It's different where they come from, where they're materialized from, and early in the season, I think it was off a rush where the other team has control and maybe numbers coming back, and he has to make a terrific pass, floating it over somebody to somebody streaking to the back door, but they're ready for it, right? And they're on it. Now where it's different is he's doing it off turnovers. So he's doing the work to forecheck, forward 1, forward 2, pressuring a guy, forcing a guy into a hurried pass. He knocks it out of the air. Then it's a quick no-look, boom, snap to the front. So the other team's not ready. They're not prepared for it. And with that, he's not feeding rush the other way, chances the other way. His team's not caught in a bad spot. So I think that the numbers will start to creep up where it's 1.5, 2 points a game.
What are his
teams winning?
What's Hines doing with his minutes? I was trying to, because it feels like
he always tries to get him around 21 to 23.
Okay, and he's still doing that. I feel like he's playing him a little bit less. He does that fun thing where he throws him with Boldy after penalty kills. I love that. But I feel like he's really balancing his lines. Like, there have been games where the fourth line is playing a ton. The third line is playing a ton. I was just wondering if he was maybe a little lower.
There's also been games where the fourth line plays very little.
Yes.
You know,
last one, actually, I think.
Yeah, game logs for Kaprizov this year. I'll give me 1 second on it.
It was just a question because I don't really know. I don't know if we need him to be, the guy that gets 2 points a night, or if he gets one. And
he's right around 21 minutes a night. Like, if you want to go from November 1st, it's 24, 25, 22 and a half, 17, 18, 24 and a half, 23, 24, 22, 20, 21. So it's right around.
So those 20. Last few games he's played less, right?
A little bit.
Yeah. I just was noticing it. I mean, I think he's playing great too. Don't get me wrong. I was just trying to figure out how much we need from him because we're winning. I mean, we're playing great. And so you're like, okay, maybe if he's a 90-point guy and we're dominating, that's maybe better than 110 points, but, dash 15.
You know what amazes me about him is, and this is one of those things that you can't justify or find a reason for. How about the Pitt game when he's just floating through the slot and Middleton shoots that puck and Kaprizov just throws his stick out.
Yeah, touches it.
And it changes direction but doesn't miss the net. It just floats an extra 1 inch higher and then hits the top corner. Think about it. How many pucks have you seen him tip?
Almost every goal, they always show the guy going to the bench first. And half the time I'm like, I don't know. I think Kirill touched it somehow. He was in there somehow and touched it.
But every puck he tips, it goes in.
Yeah.
And those are the kind of things that just happen to good players. I'm like, how does this happen? Earlier in the year, I can remember one too where he's on the side of the net. I think it was Boldy that shot it. And he just tips it.
Yeah.
And it goes in. It's how in the world did that go in?
No, the dude's a wizard. I just didn't know if we needed. You can't be
that good. You're not that good. And Kaprizov, even after that Pittsburgh goal, went back to the bench. He's man, that's a lucky tip. It hit the top of his blade. So when you're in that spot, you're tipping down. You can't tip up. It was at shoulder height. It hit the top of his blade, flipped and fluttered in. It's how does that happen?
It's not
Eriksson Ek, who's a great tipper, he tips at 18.2% right now. Kaprizov is at 80% of his tips go in the net.
Well, he was born in a manger, so there was no room in the inn.
But those are the kind of things that just happen to all world players. Trending has to be how is it possible that I'll have 10 more tips than Kaprizov and 10 less goals than him, you know?
Well, so I'm going to ask this in a different way because true to form, I talk too much and don't get to the point. But how many points would, if the Wild were going to be the most successful in the regular season, how many points does Kirill end the year with? Because there's a spectrum there, right? I think Kirill could get 110 points. I also think Kirill could have 89 points.
Now, that depends. And I think
that's a good question, eh?
Well, yeah, it is. And I don't think it's as simple as if he gets 100 points, that means the Wild are a good team.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out what is the answer. I actually think it's more like 97 points.
There you go.
You know what I mean? If you kind of think of how he plays, because you get it as a fan. You see this with the Vikings, right? Part of the frustration with McCarthy is everyone wants Justin Jefferson to at least give me some video game stats if we're going to lose, right? And with Kirill, he's that first guy we've had since Gabrick where you're like, oh man, like even if we were out of it some year, I'm still going to go down to Grand Casino Arena because I might see a 4-point night from 97. Yeah. So I'm just trying to figure out mentally, should I stop looking at the NHL leaders and just kind of settle in and know that he's a wizard, he's part of it, and it's all going to be fine?
And Billy says this, Hines says it, that the most important category for Kaprizov is wins.
Absolutely.
And I do believe that to be true, but I also think that, and again, the whole purpose of a regular season is to get to the postseason and win. And then that's where it becomes complicated because what version of Kaprizov gives you the best chance to win? Like Kucherov out there for every empty net and coach wants to get him points. I think that coach Cooper understands that Kucherov,
he needs that.
Yeah. And with that, he's a better player. You know, I don't know yet, or I don't know that we know yet if that's Kaprizov. Like, you could say on one hand, like, Kaprizov, give me 82 points and a plus 30, and yes, we're a playoff team and we're good. But maybe the best version of Kaprizov is a guy that scores more often than that and needs 20 more points. Maybe he needs 102, and then that's when he's feeling and playing his best. You know.
Well, small sample size, right? Even though it's been Govember, you would say the success of the Wild in this month has been team success.
Yeah.
Kirill's played great. Boldy's played great. The goalies have been great. The defense, but you wouldn't say, Kirill propelled us through November at a 115-point pace. Like that was, so to answer your question, when we do get to playoffs, I feel like as long as you're getting 1 or 2 from 97.
Yeah, right. Through that stretch, through November.
That's all you need is 1.5 points from Kirill, and everybody's playing wild hockey. I think that's the best model for us, even more so than 3 or 4 points.
In November, Kaprizov is a point per game. He's got 11 points.
Yeah, so this is he's going to end up, maybe he's at 93 points for the season or something. I think that's the winning recipe for the Wild. I don't think it is
115.
I don't. I don't. I mean, we kind of saw that at the start of the season in October. He was getting a lot of points in those games we were losing in those weird. I think he had like 3 points against Columbus in that Jicky Jack game.
He had 3 St. Louis, 3 Columbus, 2 against Dallas, 3 against San Jose, but
those are all L's.
6-5. Yeah.
I mean, and they're those are like those Kings 8-7 losses. I mean, or whatever we won, maybe that one, but well, that's an interesting answer. I think
so. It also. Now, 11 points, point per game, in November for Kaprizov. Only 1 game has he registered a minus. He's been a plus in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 games. See the difference there?
Yep.
Where he registered more points, what did he have? So that means he had 16 in October, but he was a minus player 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those games, and a plus player only 2.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not him, it's not just on him. It's just, I think you're seeing a trend, right? But I also do think it matters. This is where it's complicated. I think it matters how many points these guys get for confidence, for like when it matters, like how are they feeling, how are they playing.
You're saying here's some cookies.
Somehow get the guys cookies.
Yeah. Well, power play, empty netters, all that stuff, you're saying it matters.
Yeah. Like you need those points. if you know, like, all right, pull the reins back, 5-on-5, you're cool winning the game 1-0, 2-0, but you need him touching that puck with the empty net kind of thing. You know, like we need to get him close to 100. I think he needs to be close to 100.
I like 97 for 97.
That's close to 100.
Boldy, okay, similar. I believe Boldy's never scored 80 points in his career. I think that's right. I think he scored 72, maybe. So everyone in their head in Minnesota has Boldy as the Robin to the Batman, I suppose, or maybe depending on your household, maybe you're arguing about if Boldy's better than Kirill or whatever. But this guy's 25 and 23. He's trending to about 80 points if he can stay healthy. He's been fantastic as well. I mean, this guy, now he's with Eck. He may not be seeing the top matchup every night, but what a stud. I mean, ever since the Four Nations last year, this guy is just, he's a recognized player in the league. Like this Matt Boldy.
He's a Hockey News player now.
He's great.
Yeah.
And he's getting that consistency. That was the thing he didn't have. Remember those other couple years we'd be on the pod, he would go ice for like 10 games in a row, nothing. And then he would go on a heater. Maybe Kirill was out and he would carry us for 2 weeks. Now he's really a complete 200-foot guy, and he's chipping in. You can almost count on your Boldy point, and you can count on your Kirill point. That gets you 2. If our defense is playing well and our goalies are doing what they're doing, that's a winning recipe.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. And what I see different in Boldy's game is that I think when he continues to win these corner battles, which we see him all the time now, think about him in like the offensive zone to the goalie's glove side. You know, he's Boldy right winger. He's got the puck on his backhand. He's holding a guy on his back. He's winning the battle and he's turning it back up. You know, like
it's awesome.
Like
when he's boxing out.
When he has possession of the puck, just nobody else is going to get it from him.
You can't get it.
But with that, he's feeling a little bit more empowered all the time, where the game isn't physically dominant. Like it's not physically intimidating.
And he's elite.
Yeah.
If he's on a breakaway, you expect him to score.
Yeah.
That is not a given. How many guys we've seen have a breakaway and they rifle it right into the stomach of the goaltender?
Yeah.
This guy's 5
Well, he knows where to score. And I talked about this
shootout
in the show last game. But to finish the point on Boldy not being intimidated, now he's like not intimidated going to the net.
He knows he's a stud, you're saying, basically.
Well, and it's just, he knows he can win these physical battles so that when you go to contested ice, like Pittsburgh won the board battle, beat his guy to the net front, redirection in the net. You know, like he's winning physical battles and going to the net. And it's one of those things, like even if you talk to, like if you're a coach and you're talking to any kid, just be like, goals are scored at the net. Like you have to get there. There's an art to being there at the time the puck gets there and being open and things like that, but you have to be there. What was inconsistent with Boldy's games at times was getting there, like where he'd want to take the one-timer on the weak side. Like there's a direct correlation to how close you are to the paint and how many goals you're going to score, right? And now he's like, I'm not worried about Logan Stanley. I can hold that guy on my back. I'm not worried about, you know, Waterspoon in Pittsburgh. I can forecheck that guy, keep him on my back, make a play, you know, and he's just playing bigger. And I think with that, more confident physically to go to the contested areas. Now, to the point you were making, and sorry to go on this huge filibuster, I was looking at his last 5 goals. I don't know that this guy has a goal scoring calling card. You know, like
you're saying everything's different.
It's different. Like he
perfect.
And it is good. Like breakaway Carolina game, 5-hole from distance. Knew his spot, goal scorer spot. Redirection against Pittsburgh, knew how to open the hands, knew where he was in tight, how to redirect it top shelf, where the open spot of the net was. He's a high IQ scorer. So he knows like goalie movements and where the open part of the net is and what's going to be challenging for the goalie. So like maybe it took a little bit of time for his processor to be able to get all those data points and analyze at NHL speed, but it seems like he's there right now. Very balanced if you look at where he scores these goals on the goaltender.
you think it's read and react? He's looking, and it's almost like Jokic in the basketball is the same thing. They say he's a supercomputer, right? He knows the right play to make it the right time. You're saying Matt?
I don't think he's reading. I think he knows.
Oh, he just knows.
Like data points. Like I know if I'm here in this spot, pass is coming from there. Goaltender has to be here. His job is to do this. This is where it will be open.
He is an iPad guy. So like you showed the graphic last night on Winnipeg, which I thought was really interesting. You're basically like shoot blocker on this goaltender. Yeah. Like if you just shoot blocker, you're going to beat this guy. And he didn't even look right in the net. Like it's so shocking to go from Hellebuck to him. Like when you showed your first shot of the goalie before the puck drop in the first period, all I could think was, nervous. This guy's not good. We need to start shooting. Yeah. And then you had the graphic. I'm like, God, I hope the guys know. Like, did they see that? Shoot on the. But I just two things to close 1 and 1A, Kirill and Boldy. Two things just nice to see. Matt Boldy, if you look when the guys come off at the ice after periods now, he's standing there saying something to all of them, right? So he's also becoming a leader of the team. The other thing I love that I've talked about this before, but it's my favorite Kirill moment when he got the A and he's supposed to talk, right? And he just says, I think we all know why we're here. It's the most... that's the most gangster statement ever. Like, that's all about winning. It's like, and even you could argue, being a fan of this franchise for a long time, like, I don't know if everybody does know that's why we're here. But for him to be like, I think we all know why we're here, thank you, and like clap and go back to his stall. You're right. That's the only category I think he thinks about, as long as he can sit by Zuki. Yeah. If he can be happy and win. Which, by the way, how about when Zuki got hit with a right cross from Logan Stanley? Kaprizov was like trying to get in there so bad, but DeMello had him tied up. I got you. Yeah, no, those are not the guys to do that job. But I think that there's a very valid point to be made. And it's energy, it's body language. It's not, I don't know that it's like easy to see. Confidence. But not a changing of the guard. But to your point where Boldy's like, he's now taking like a physical stance in a spot to support the teammate. Like where he's the guy that's giving the guys a high five. I think Fabes the same. There's like a changing of the guard happening right now where, yes, Foligno is the leader. Yes, Jared Spurgeon is the leader. But the young guys have grabbed hold of like the majority of the ice, and it's kind of their team. And I'll go back to like 2007 with the Ducks. That's how it was. We had Teemu Selanne, Andy McDonald, But then you had Getzlaf and Perry. It was Getzlaf, Perry. And they were grabbing hold of the ice. And though they were the second line, they were actually the guys. You know what I think? Actually the difference makers. And you know what I think's helped with that? We've never had kids till this year. Or not kids that have been able to take the reins. No. Underneath them. Take it. Buoy them. Yeah. Yurov, right? We've got these younger guys in the lineup where if you're a Matt Boldy or a Brock Faber, you're almost like you're in the middle now. And to your point, you're way at the top, but you're not the young guys anymore, right? You're almost like the next generation leadership for this franchise. Well, even just think about, we showed another clip in yesterday's broadcast of Zuccarello talking about Boldy, just the way he talks about him differently. Like he took big steps last year. How about his hair in that clip? I know. I tried to get a picture of it. My wife, I'm like, you got to get a photo of this because if he ever comes on the podcast, which he never will, styled it with a pork chop. I'm like, this guy has a hair company, and look at this hair. He styles his hair with a pork chop. God, what did she say to me? She goes, he looks like, Hunger Games or something. It was amazing. But his hair took a beating in that Logan Stanley right cross too. Like that's always such a tough look when you take a punch and like your bangs come down in front of your eyes but underneath your visor, and you like it's just so hard to be like confident. Oh, right after that, my wife. It's just tough. My wife goes, God, he's got such white teeth. How do you have that nice teeth? I'm like, honey, that's a mouth guard. He has a white mouth guard in, for God's sake. There's no lines. There's, on the thing. Should we finish with just goaltending quick? I think before we finish with goaltending, we've got to maybe changing of the guard. Yep. I think so. Well, it's not really on the Thanksgiving dinner plate. Do you think that mashed sweet potatoes overtaking regular mashed potatoes? Because I kind of do. No. And if you did, where would you get it from? I'm a regular mashed potato guy. I actually think you should put a pat of butter in there that's like excessive. Like you already have the butter lake because some of it's melted, but you can still see a visible square. And if you eat part of that square before it melts, that's okay. The holidays are here, and that means family, food, and celebrations. Make Cub your go-to for everything you need this season, from fresh produce and quality meats to festive treats. I don't know what that is, and your holiday essentials. Cub has you covered. If you're hosting a party to watch the Wild, grab game day snacks and drinks. You're ready when the puck drops. This doesn't sound how I talk, but shop Cub, shop happy. If you were a goaltender for the Wild and your water bottle was filled with just clean, crisp, filtered water, what would it be from?
It would be from our friends at Connecticut, and by way of Aquarius Home Services. But back to Cub real quick. Cub is a great spot for like popping in, getting your stuff that you need. Like that's actually my go-to spot. Like when you're scrambling, Cub. Like I guarantee you I will stop at Cub on Wednesday at some point for something.
I just like that it feels like Minnesota. You know, it's like in a world of Starbucks, we have Caribou. You know, this is our grocery store.
Yeah.
This is for us. You know, all these out-of-towners coming home, you haven't seen your relatives in a while, maybe you've been at college, roll into Cub and feel like a Minnesotan.
So holiday season is, I mean, yeah, you've got to keep everybody hydrated because I do think that the wine tends to flow, maybe an old-fashioned or two too many. You want to keep everybody hydrated. A little extra salt on the turkey, whatever that might be, gravy. But with Aquarius Home Service, it's all services. They've got you taken care of. Like it can be a stressful time, and it means that there's a lot of things to do and worry about. Like you've got company coming over, you got to get the house in order, the grocery shopping, cooking, all that. You know, shopping, Black Friday, you name it. The last thing you need is more stuff to worry about, like equipment in your home. My advice: keep Aquarius Home Services on speed dial, Kinger. Plumbing issues like the water heater that stopped heating, well, call Aquarius. A light switch that seems to not like turn the lights on or off, call Aquarius. Faulty furnace that forgot that, hey, old man winter's on its way, you've got to heat up, call Aquarius. Aquarius is the company I trust to take care of my home. Plus, Aquarius provides 98 off any repair and are just a click away at aquariushomeservices.com. Enjoy a worry-free home and the one you deserve this holiday season, Kinger. Aquarius, earning the right to be recommended.
Good job.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
Hey, do we have a lookalike on the... I want to have a little Swedish segue here. The Swedish Olympic team might look a lot like the Minnesota Wild. I've been seeing some projections. Mr. Return on Investment Johansson is penciled into the lineup.
Roy?
We got Ek, obviously, Brodin. I saw something recently. Both of our goalies would be Sweden's goaltenders with the Wall of St. Paul and the Gus Bus. But Jonas Brodin's participating in Movember. How do you think it's going for him?
Brodin.
9 times.
9 times.
So we got a lookalike. Who does he look like?
I was sitting on the bird the other day, and I saw Brodin with his duster profile, and I was like, dude, that is Principal Rooney from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I think his name's Jeffrey Jones. The actor's Jeffrey Jones. I think he's in Howard the Duck or something like that, too. So that one I think I recalled. But, yeah, Principal Rooney from Ferris Bueller's Day Off is Jonas Brodin's right now.
And now you've told him that, so you think this thing's coming down? He's cutting this thing off before November?
I think it's possible.
I think that's a tough kind of bit of information to
We got it going on the flight too, and I showed him. He had no clue who Ferris Bueller
Not surprised.
was.
Not surprised.
I know, I'm not surprised either. Or who Principal Rooney was.
So you should carry this out with Jonas the rest of the season because he hasn't watched the movie. So you should be like, hey, do you want some gummy bears? They've been in my pocket all day and they're kind of warm. And he's like, huh? And then you could be like, life's short, Jonas. You got to, if you don't stop and look around once in a while, you might miss it. And he's like, huh? You just got to keep just hammering.
I'm going to go for a ride in my dad's car.
Yeah, hey, I'm donating money. I'm raising money to save Ferris, huh? Carter's acting so weird, and it's just because he's Rooney. Yeah, I mean, that's a gift to all you listeners. We had Coach used to look like the guy from The Office, right? This is a pretty special one with Jonas Brodin channeling Principal Rooney. That's our gift to you for the holiday season. Goaltending, I love the no rebound thing from from Wallstead. Like, I don't know how long this is going to last. I don't even like talking about it. I don't want either of these guys to be a guest on the podcast until something changes, and I feel like we're not jinxing them. But it's been great. The fist pump, Gus is getting shutouts, Wally's getting shutouts, the wall of St. Paul. It's a treat. I just love that feeling. I really feel relaxed watching wild hockey games. Like, when the puck does go there, it's not really a great shot all the time, and nobody's looking behind themselves.
I can't remember the last 2-on-1 or breakaway the Wild have given up.
No, it's all perimeter.
Yeah.
The guys are in the right spot. The defense is playing great.
No rebounds. No scrambles. Like, a very few, like, extended zone time, like second chance, like where a team gets a change on the Wild. Like, that's not happening right now. Gustafsson and Wallstead, maybe even more so than Gustafsson, like, able to control the pace of the game by getting a whistle when the other team shoots. Like, the other team's grinding, finally get something open, shot, whistle, change. And that's going to play into the Wild's hand more with Nico Sturm coming back, a faceoff guy, and if they can get Rossi and Hartman, and start to win some of these draws like that, I mean, that's going to be amazing. But you're right, the goaltenders have just been good, and there's just a confidence to Wallstead right now. And I don't know, I do think that Gus is breathing some of that secondhand smoke, because I think he's getting some confidence from the young guy too. Like, and iron sharpens iron, whatever you want to say. Like, Gus has gotten better watching Wally kind of just excel, right? And but in the net, Wallstead, he almost looks like he takes pride in covering the little mistakes that the teammates make. Like, he gave one little tap to Spurgeon the other day where it was like, I got you. Not like waiting for Spurge to be like, good save. It was like, I got you.
Hey, did you like
It was like, there's a difference.
When he won his last game, I guess it was the Jet game, he did a little half pump after the game. He's on the road, so I don't think he was going to go out there like Katniss Everdeen and shoot an arrow at center ice. But you could tell he still wanted to do it, and he just did kind of a little half pump in
like an abbreviated pump.
Yeah, it would be like Pete Townsend doing like a half circle on the guitar. It was weird to watch, but I think on the road maybe, we're not gonna.
It was like a start the lawnmower, but the lawnmower is like hot. It's been running for an hour, so it's just like a tiny little pull kind of.
He did a half pump. It happened. It was right by the net before the tap the head. Last thing, injuries. We got Sturm back, we got Bogo back, but we're still missing Rossi, Hartman, Vinny.
It doesn't matter.
Tarasenko. You're just saying next man up. Let's just roll.
It hasn't mattered.
Let's be in the blender.
I mean, Yurov is playing in the middle. Like, he's been a bright spot.
He's been great.
Yeah.
He's been great. He's got 6 points in 18 games, but he didn't play a lot of minutes in a lot of those games. So this is a guy that
and I don't think he could really his thing. He's just accountable.
Well, I think he's a lot like Rossi. I think he's a playmaker, right? You think?
Yeah.
That's who he reminds me. I think he is a guy that's going to get
he does a good
40,
job.
60 points pretty quickly in his career.
He does a good job finding like quiet ice. Mm-hmm. And with those guys that are playmakers and have great vision, they should be able to find him too. But the other thing he never is above the puck. So like when he's the center, it's low and slow. Like
responsible.
He's not cheating, and I think that that's good. I mean, I think like the way the guy carries himself and plays, we don't realize that this is game 819 in the NHL for him. Doesn't he already look like he's
a hockey player? He's smart.
He looks like he's maybe more calm out there than like an Ogren, or like he's got 2 years of North American hockey under his belt. Like
he reminds me of a coach's kid. When you see like the guy that was the coach's kid the whole way up, he just seems to have that mentality.
Yeah. I think he's good. I think that's been a real
bright spot.
Yeah, and overlooked story. Like Rossi goes out, Yurov slides in, and that line's been just as good. Maybe the point production isn't there, but I do think that that's what we talked about earlier, which is kind of puck management more than it is like anything else. And missing Hartman, I thought was going to hurt a lot more than it has, because those other guys have stepped up. Like, not having 2 of your top 3 centermen should be
devastating,
and it's not been.
No,
like amazing. Even against a team like Pittsburgh, on the road against Pittsburgh. Matchup nightmare. Crosby Malkin. Good luck. You can't control this. I'm going to have some version of your bottom 2 centers out there against one of those guys. Not an issue.
5-0. Yeah, no, and I would say fans, you get this little treat after the holiday here. You got a 2:30 start, maybe some day drinking against the Avs on Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. Work off some of that turkey, get your steps, and then you get a 7 o'clock against Buffalo on Saturday. So why not make a little puck pilgrimage down to the GAC after Thanksgiving?
Let's get to my favorite part of the show, trivia.
Yeah.
Well, for those of you that weren't in the studio before, Kinger, he likes to sit in this chair, but today he was active, almost like he was trying to get a couple of steps on the Fitbit. No, he was checking the lens capabilities or the zoom capabilities on his camera lens, trying to see if he couldn't get a shot of the producer's paper.
And I did, but I can't quite read it. I think the first question, he's going to say something like, the word legend is written around. It's something like a legend in the league.
You got closer than I thought, King.
Played his first something.
Wow.
Legend. Maybe I can read this.
Sketchy.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Here we go. Okay.
I got something.
Cheating. No cheating.
All right. I got to think about this now. All right. Let's go. Let's play an honest game.
All right. Number 1. Signed with the Wild at league minimum, $300,000.
So that tells us when the league minimum was that low.
That's a good clue.
Played his final NHL games as a Wild player. Was a legend of the Quebec Major Junior League.
I feel like he was like CHL Player of the Year, this guy.
That wasn't in your photo, was it?
Let me think. Quebec Major Junior League, league minimum. Played his last games with the Wild. You going to guess?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Stefan Veilleux.
Oh! I got a shot here. Okay. Come on. I'm not going to know the person. It's going to be so embarrassing.
He revived and ended his career with the Minnesota Wild.
Okay.
Interesting.
So he revived and ended his career. So he was struggling before he got here.
Still would have gone Veilleux there.
And then he finished his career here. But he's okay. Keep going. I don't have to rush. I mean, he's out.
There's no rush, King.
Were these Chat GPT questions? Because Chat GPT can be wrong.
This one's for you, Kinger. He once posed in a controversial fashion, quote, fashion magazine.
So he was in GQ.
I think it was a little more controversial than GQ.
Oh, so he was in Playboy or Playgirl?
Well, how many clues does he get?
So this guy must have been really good looking. This guy was like a stud who revived it. This is so bad. This is just bad podcast content. Like people listening.
It's good hearing you struggle, though. It's good.
I mean, so he's got to be
This
a.
doesn't just give you the answer here.
Is there another question? That's great. Just give it to me.
Another clue.
He was drafted ahead of Chris Pronger.
Oh my God. This guy was like a legend.
Karts, do you know it yet?
No.
Ahead of Chris Pronger.
Yes.
Maybe I can get a half point if I buzz in after.
We're going to have to cut out some of this dead space, man.
There's a lot of dead space, Kinger.
All right. 5,
I thought you were going to
4,
Playgirl.
3, 2, 1. Alexander Dag.
Boom.
Shoot. That is a tough one, though. Like, you are not going to know that. You were never going to know. He was in like what? What was the magazine?
Playgirl.
Playgirl?
Yeah.
I was thinking Sports Illustrated, the body issue, but
I hate trivia so much.
That was made for you, Kinger.
No, man. I know, like to me, what do they say? BCAD. Like my real wild specialty is after Kirill, AK. I besides the true beauties, the Clutterbucks and the Boogards and the Burns and I'm very limited.
I would love to check and see. I think Vayu checks a few of those boxes. I don't know the salary. I think he probably was after the minimum was 300, but I thought that would be possible.
You don't need to rationalize it. Playgirl. He was never in Playgirl.
No, but I answered before that question.
I just want to point out I knew
Quebec Major Junior.
I knew the magazine
here. I don't know if Vayu finished here. I'll have to look that up.
And Dag was out of the NHL, and he came back and signed with the Wild.
All right, let's just wrap this up. That was awful. So we got a great guest coming up now, a guy we've been waiting to see. He was banged up, Nico Sturm. And this is a fun interview because watching you and him get nerdy on faceoffs and all the little details of the game. He is a faceoff specialist. I think if you're a hockey technician, you're going to really enjoy watching the subtleties of Mr. Carter and Mr. Sturm breaking down the dot.
But he gets into some stuff that's intriguing to you too, beers and brats and stuff.
Yeah, bratwursts and cigarettes. Yeah, there's something for everyone in this interview. And he was my waiter at the Wild Gala, and he's a grinder. I mean, he was like a real waiter. A lot of the guys,
he for sure had like the white towel over the arm, and he would pour your wine and then wipe it off. He's buttoned up.
He's over 20% tip. I mean, he did a great job. Like even my family was like, I like this German guy we had. He's a hard worker, know. And a lot of the other guys are just standing on the perimeter waiting for someone to come over with a Sharpie, true to form, fourth liner, third liner, whatever he is. He was grinding at the gala. So yeah, enjoy this one. Awesome guest. Welcome to Minnesota. Two-time Cup winner, Nico Sturm. Drafted by the Wild in 19. All he's been doing is winning Stanley Cups. He basically wins everywhere he goes. Brock Faber calls him Jack Daniels because he's the old number 7 on the Wild, but now 78, the faceoff specialist, the legend, Nico Sturm. Welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me.
Solid intro, yeah?
Yeah.
That was a good one.
I like the applause.
I forgot.
Does Brock actually call him
No,
Jack
I
Daniels?
thought that'd be good, though. Old number 7.
Oh, number 7.
Yeah, I didn't say Duke Cannon. I should do that. This is sponsored by Duke Cannon. If you want your hair to be a weapon, if you want to smell good, if you want some cologne like the high schoolers, head into a Target, look for Duke Cannon, and earn your clean. Welcome to the program. How are you settling in back in Minnesota?
Oh, it was easy. We had the house already. We bought that about 2 years ago. I've spent pretty much every off season. If I wasn't in Germany, I've always spent it here, skated here with my skating coach my whole career. So we bought the place 2 years ago, and so it was kind of just drop in and be ready to go, which was kind of nice. Not having to look for an apartment or a new place for once. Also, only paying for one place is also
nice. That's preferred.
Yeah.
How do you want to do this? We got options. I got little boxes. We got rapid fire.
We'll get to rapid fire, but since we're talking about living, I want to go back in time because your first year here, you were living at your in-laws' place, but they were like your billets because it wasn't like you were living with your girlfriend because she was living in Boston.
Yes,
so you basically moved in with your girlfriend's family.
Yes, I did. So that was she. So wow. Taylor played in Boston. She played pro there and worked at a center for kids with autism. So she was out the whole year, and her parents were gracious enough to, open their home for myself and her twin brother actually lived there at the time as well. So it was nice. It's your first full year pro hockey. Obviously you're trying to make it, stay on the squad. There's a lot of pressure. You don't really know, you're not established in the league. So I think just having the true family feel when you leave the rink and when you go home. I think that was huge for me.
But you were not married.
No, we're not married.
This is talk about
They weren't engaged either.
talk
were not
about
engaged.
betting on yourself.
Yeah,
so
we
you
were
go
not.
into the lion's den. I mean, what? I mean, are you keeping a clean room? Or are you? Are you leaving
follow all the rules.
towels on the bathroom floor? Like, how did you get through this?
No, I was. I kind of have my own setup in the basement.
Okay.
Like my own bathroom and everything. But no, I tried to.
Air freshener.
Yeah, I was gonna say bathroom's a big one. I think
Yeah.
I soiled myself once because
Yeah.
I wouldn't
No,
go
I-
at my in-laws' house.
I tried to.
It's not better, by the
I
way.
tried to be part of the household for sure. Go grocery shopping every once in a while, cook, and no. But the biggest part was just to not come home from the rink your first year of pro and just sit in an empty apartment. And I think that was massive for me.
I think, I don't know. Because I feel like there's way more pressure living with your girlfriend's parents on trying to be like the perfect human being versus trying to be a good player. I feel like
Yeah, did you do fake stuff where you like, I'm going to be downstairs reading a nonfiction book and doing and doing one-arm push-ups? Did you like have any like?
No, it was not. I wasn't like out the whole year trying to impress those folks. It was just like
I know.
I was myself, and it's also like I didn't just meet them and were like, hey, like, can I move in with you?
Yeah.
It wasn't like that. Like I had known them for years, and it wasn't even my idea. They just kind of they had the idea, and they were gracious enough to offer that to me, and it wasn't even like awkward at all, to be honest with you. And at the time, I was sure of where Taylor and I were headed together, so it was not awkward or anything.
That's great.
Well, let's go back in time a little bit because you have had some experience with before, right? Like you played in Austin,
Yeah.
right? How was that?
That's very unique. Let's put it that way. It's small town USA. Not much going on down there.
Except for Hormel.
They got Hormel. That's big.
Martin Zeller.
Yeah, you kind of always knew you're back from a road trip when you were smelling
Smell the spam.
Yeah.
as you drive into the town. But I loved it there. We had a really good year, made it to the finals, and that was my first exposure to Minnesota. And I've just always liked the blue collar, familiar, very down to earth living in Minnesota.
Well, your bio is amazing. So you did the Null, like Chucky
Yeah.
Slick. You're also in Corpus, which, as I understand it, that rink's like right by a beach, right?
Yep.
That's Texas, Corpus Christi.
That was kind of my first foray.
Amazing setup,
into-
I think.
into
They-
junior hockey. It's great because I think they used to be in. They used to have the pro league with all the teams in the South, like the.
Oh, yeah,
Lone
Southern
Stars,
Professional Hockey League.
Yep.
whatever that used to be, and so the arena was set up for pro hockey, American Bank Center, I think it was called, and so it was great. Like for me, coming from some junior program in Germany where you play in front of your parents and 15 other people in some rink that's open on two sides, to go into that, like that for me was like, oh wow, this is the big leagues.
And then you go USHL. You win a Clark Cup with Tri-City. And then you do the college hockey,
Yeah.
ECAC Best Defensive Forward twice. I mean, you've seen a lot of the American hockey levels. Where did you grow the most as the player? Was it the Null, the USHL, college? Where did you? What did you get out of that experience in college, and what did you work on?
When people from Germany always ask me why college was so important or why that's such an important time, is because I think in Germany in particular, we don't have that league where people can grow from ages, say, 19 to 22, 23. It's like in Germany, you turn 20 and then you can't play in the under 20 leagues anymore, and so then you're either ready to play pro hockey and ready to play in the DL, like the highest league, or they're gonna ship you off into the second league or third league, and then a lot of times your career just kind of fizzles. And so I was not ready at all when I was 18 years old and I left home to play in the highest league in Germany, like not even close. So it was like, for me, that gave me another 5 years to play, 2 or 3 years of juniors and then 3 years of college hockey. And I probably, in that time frame, I probably gained, I don't know, 15, 20 pounds of muscle and just allowed me to at the end of my junior year of college hockey, I was at a point where I could truly say, I don't think I can get better at this level anymore. Now I'm ready for pro hockey. Versus a lot of other times, I feel like you need to leave because you're aging out or whatever,
Right.
and then you just kind of get tossed into the fire, but you might not be ready for what's next. So that's how I always say it.
So how did you end up in North America? Because when Junior was 18 years old?
I actually, my initial thought process of coming to America was because of school. I think when I was like 16, 17, I wanted to go to college. I want to study here. I want to go to college here. I always, we see the movies, the college, the party movies and stuff. And I always thought like, I like the vibe on the college campus. And I think just having that on your resume, having studied in the US, so that was it for me. And ideally I would have wanted to keep playing hockey so that I could maybe play pro hockey in Germany after that. But I did not have the NHL or, that level of hockey on the radar at all. And so, I don't even have an agent or anything at that point. So I'm kind of doing my own research. And then I quickly find out, hold on, it's not that easy. Even to play D3, a lot of times these coaches, they want you to play junior hockey first. So my first concern now is to play junior hockey. Well, I don't have any connections. I don't have anybody. So my coach back then sets me up with my advisor, Jay Luknowski, my family advisor, who's a Michigan Tech alum. He works out in Germany and has players there. And so he starts looking for, junior teams. And that takes him about a year and a half to find the guys in Corpus. That take me about halfway through the year. And then as I go along in my junior career, the goals start shifting, and then I was maybe looking D3 first, and then my second year juniors in Austin was pretty good, and I get offers from Western Michigan and Clarkson, and so my goals start shifting. And then once you're D1 hockey player, it's like your door is open now to become maybe a guy that could earn an NHL contract. And then maybe at your end of your freshman year, you get your first training camp invite to, it was Winnipeg for me. And then, the first time you put on an NHL practice jersey, you're like, hey, maybe there's a chance, maybe I could do this. And then at the end of my sophomore year, I had my first offers to sign. Wanted to come back though, because I think I could still get better playing college hockey. And then at the end, like I said, at the end of my junior year, it was like, hey, I'm ready to sign an NHL contract. But initially, it was all, I want to get a good education and potentially keep playing hockey. But the NHL was definitely not on my radar.
You won in college the Best Defensive Forward Award.
Yeah.
Is that something you were after, or did it just come based on the way you play?
Yeah, I think it came naturally. I've always felt more comfortable, even as a forward, to play a more defensive-minded type of hockey than an offensive-minded hockey. Like if we're doing a drill out there, like the NASCAR drill or something like that, where you can pick, even as a forward, you can go on the D side or the offensive side. My tendency is I feel a lot more comfortable without the puck than with the puck. I just always felt comfortable skating backwards, defending, boxing out. Probably also has to do with, I'm a big guy, I'm a tall guy, I'm strong, but I can still move pretty fast on my feet. And so it just kind of came naturally. And then, that's just how my game developed. And then obviously when you get to the point where it's like, okay, how can I become an NHL player? Where can I carve out a role for myself? Well, as a 24-year-old unrestricted free agent out of college, they're not going to put you on the power play when you come to your first camp,
right,
and put you in the top 6. So I had to figure out what can I do in order to stick. So how can I stick out in a third, fourth line role? Well, I need to be, I need to come to camp in elite shape. I need to be a great skater, first on forecheck, be big in a circle, kill penalties. That'll give me ice time. That'll force coach to put me out on the penalty kill at the end of games. And that's how I carved out a role in my first year or two here in Minnesota. And that's kind of when you ask, I think, coaches, managers, scouts, or whatever about the player that I am, those are probably the attributes that come to mind.
Yeah, that's interesting too, because you come from college where you're scoring and you're relied upon for that.
Yep.
but it's hard to accept a role and to be smart and to understand that won't be my role, at least not day one.
And it takes some time to embrace that, because we love playing hockey because we want to score goals. Like everybody does. I want to score goals. I want to be on a highlight reel and with the game winner and having 3 points every night. But I think that's where a lot of guys that are kind of in-betweeners at the start of their career, AHL, NHL, maybe why they don't make it is because it takes some putting some of your pride aside and be like, okay, I'm maybe not going to be that guy, but I might have an NHL career in return if I start, putting other parts of my game first. And my time in the AHL, like there were a ton of players that are better scorers, have better hands, play a lot more power play minutes, but they just kind of end up being full-time AHL guys because whenever they did get called up or got called up to the NHL, they weren't either able or willing to change their game. Maybe you're not going to be that guy that on a 3-on-3, you drive the play, you dangle at the far blue line. Maybe you might have to put the puck behind the D-man and go forecheck. That might just be what you have to do, but so I made the conscious decision that that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put my best foot forward and try to excel at those things and become that player.
Well, and that's interesting too. So you play a couple years here, and then and this is the phrase they use, kind of pigeonholed into that role now. And did you feel you wanted to maybe spread your wings, see what you can do, and you're like, oh, now I got to maybe see someplace else?
No, it wasn't even about someplace else. It was my whole time here, I was always in the fourth line role, especially towards the end under Dino. Like I didn't get the chance, I felt like, to even try to become maybe more of a player. Now, it turns out that this is who I was going to be in my career. I was going to be a fourth line center, but at the time, at 27 years old, I was like, I think I've had 2.5, 3 years in the NHL now. I think this is the time, if any time, it's now to try to become maybe a third, second line center.
To see if I can cross the blue with a puck.
Exactly. To see if I maybe get some power play time and get some more minutes. So I didn't see the chance at the time here to get those minutes. And so that was the reason why around the Winter Classic at the time, we said to Billy that we're not going to sign that extension, the very fair extension that they offered me at the time. And so naturally then your contract's up, trade line, you get shipped out. And then I had some great times in San Jose those 3 years where I got more minutes. And, like I said, it turns out this is what I'm great at, being a fourth line PK center, big, strong, skating forward. And so, but I think at the time it's fair to explore those options in your career.
Totally.
I wanted to ask you, so defensive forward, you've played with Celebrini, you've played with McKinnon, you've played with 97 here. Who are the guys in practice, as someone who likes to box out, and who are some of the players in the league that are just a handful, where you go, this guy, if you're picking names to go at in a drill, who's at the bottom of the list in terms of difficult to cover?
I think for me, Nathan McKinnon is the best player in the NHL. He's the best hockey player in the world. The way he, and I've had the chance obviously to play with him for a little bit. First of all, the way he practices how he plays with that same intensity. And a lot of times maybe he rubs some guys the wrong way. But it doesn't matter if you go out for a 20-minute optional skate or if it's a full-on practice. He practices this the same way every time. And I think the thing he does so well is when he comes obviously full speed down the ice and he cuts back and how he explodes out of those turns. And, a lot of times when you go up the ice as a forward with the puck and you cut back, then you're tired. And a lot of times forwards will cut back, but then they'll stand still. They'll stand in that spot. They look up the ice, look for the trailers to come in. And Nate is so good at never standing still. And what it does is guys respect him. Guys respect him so much that they'll give him more room now.
Yeah, once he embarrasses somebody, they're like, I'll give you a little more room.
Exactly. You don't want to be the guy that gets exposed. Like you saw McDavid the other night where he goes
the spin around.
Like he's breaking your ankles. Like you're on the highlight tape the next day, and so defensemen or guys that have to defend him automatically back off of him, and so that's kind of what makes those guys so good.
This Celebrini's haunted us a little bit.
Yeah, Max is great.
I got to see him in Chicago in the USHL for a bit. I mean, he's pretty special. What did you make? He's very young, but being in San Jose with him, what do you make of him?
Mac is going to be a special player in this league. He already is. And the thing that maybe people, obviously the on-ice stuff kind of speaks for itself, the skill level, the speed that he has, and I think probably leading the league in points now with one or two other guys. But the thing that impressed me the most about him is how mature he is at 19, or last year was 18, at 18 years old. How competitive he is in practice. He's not in his head, he's not a kid. You can tell he wants responsibility and he wants it right now. He doesn't want to wait 3 or 4 years until he's got, 250, 300 games under his belt. He wants to, he has struggled in the face-off circle his first year because all of a sudden you go against massive guys in the league. Like, it rattled him. He wanted to be better. He wanted to score. He wanted to be the guy that decides games, and that's so impressive because you got all this hype coming into a franchise that, we've struggled massively for 3-4 years. So everybody thinks, oh, here comes the Messiah. And this guy's 18 years old and he's got all the pressure in the world on his shoulders. And he just kind of shrugged it off and played his game. And he was like, you know what? Yeah, there's a lot of pressure, but I want that pressure. He didn't try to deflect it or be like, you know what, I'm going to, kind of be in the back and be quiet and let the other guys do. And I'm just doing my time here until I get, with some responsibility. He wants the lights and he's going to be incredible. Like,
great.
I can't even imagine how he's going to be.
Awesome.
When he has another 300 games under his belt, I can't imagine. Yeah.
Should we warm him up? And because we can figure out which way to go off that. We're going to do a little thing called rapid fire. I think alumni Backstrom, the goalie, took about 45 minutes to do this. So the goal is to be fast.
Okay.
And you can pass.
Okay.
You can just be like, nope. And we're going to you got to have a head on a swivel because we're going to go back and forth. All right. Nickname.
Sturmy.
Who do you text the most? Not Taylor.
My best friend, buddy from Germany, Simon.
What do you listen to in the car?
Podcasts.
It's your birthday. Where are you going to dinner?
Let's go like a nice steakhouse. Yeah.
Favorite social follow?
What do you mean?
Like who you follow that you like?
I follow? Let's go. Let's go with my favorite soccer team, Bayern Munich.
You can have a green light in any NHL city. Get to rip it up. Where are you going?
Vegas.
Yep. Pet peeve.
Pet peeve is
something about your in-laws.
I think something about my fiance. She doesn't know how to load the dishwasher.
Oh,
it's terrible.
Oh, that's terrible. Hockey jersey as a kid.
It was all local as a kid, like my hometown team. We didn't have. There was no streaming for once in the day. It was tough to watch the NHL.
How about your first job?
I worked in a hockey shop. Yeah, I was like, do you guys remember T-Blade?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Seidenberg used to have and so
they had like the circles.
Yeah, people would bring their skates in, like the nicest skates, and I would take the holders off and mount the T-blades on.
Oh, those are awful. They sounded different too.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's still a thing.
It's not.
Pre-game meal.
Sweet potato, salmon, side salad.
Nice.
He has abs, by the way.
Yeah. Any weird food combos? Ketchup on your eggs, ketchup on your spaghetti.
I like yogurt with avocado.
Oh, Jesus.
That counts.
That is tough. That is a rugged ride. Go-to drink at the bar. I got to think I know what this is.
Vodka soda.
Really? Not beer?
No.
The big German style?
No. I got away from the beers, especially here in the U.S. If I do drink beer, it would be back home in Germany. But no, it's vodka soda.
I got to talk about that after this.
What's the best German beer? Like if I was going to...
Well, this is what we got to talk about.
This would be a big point of debate.
All right. Well, lay it out there. Let's get some views.
Well, we're going to finish rapid fire?
Sorry, go ahead. You're back.
Are we rapid firing or are we?
All right, I'm getting distracted.
Yeah. Netflix, are you on the in-laws account or do you guys have your own now?
I got my own account.
Congratulations. Perfect weekend. What are you doing?
Perfect weekend would be Saturday, early morning, get a workout in. Sun is out. Sun has to be out for a perfect weekend.
Yes.
Sorry, Minnesota, but it can't be like a snowy, wintry kind of weekend. So sun's got to be out. Maybe take the boat out. That would be nice. Yeah.
First concert?
First concert was Jason Aldean.
Nice. Hidden talent.
Yeah, that was in Iowa, I think. Yeah.
Hidden talent.
Oh, my hidden talent. Pass.
All right.
I'm good.
All right, I got one more. What is the last thing you binged, watched? Movie, show, crushing some Netflix?
Game of Thrones.
It's a good one. We're always guilty of telling the guest, like, rapid fire, go fast, and then
And we're
he
slow.
says something interesting, and then we're like, hey, so about that. And then we slow it down. But I do want to get back to this because I played in the World Championships in Cologne, and we stopped at a couple different cities, but each city
Yep.
had its own beer.
Yeah, so
So
the beer-
it's not like Budweiser was Germany's beer.
No.
It's you'd have like the Kolsch of that town. You'd have
I don't think I've ever had a Kolsch in my whole life because that's where they would drink in Cologne. Like that's where maybe you can buy it somewhere. I wouldn't know, but like where I'm from in Bavaria, we would not drink that. It's just, I don't know what it tastes like if it's.
and that would just be like a local brew from Cologne.
Yeah.
So where you're from, they just have their own local brewery, and it's just the
Yeah.
beer from there.
Like Bavaria, and in particular, we have hundreds of good beer brands. Like,
If you had a
But, like-
frozen mug and you just have to pour one, you're back home in Germany, you got your lederhosen on. What are you?
They do frozen mugs. It's like room temperature, right?
All right,
we don't do the
all right.
frozen mugs, but
You're so cultured.
I
Stanley
would
Cup
just
champ.
have a Oettinger.
What kind of beer is it? Is that like a lager? I don't know like the kinds of beer.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, it would just be like a lager. We have also what a lot of people like, but people in Bavaria in particular would consider this kind of a sin. Is that
Okay.
we would take a light beer. You go half light beer, half lemonade, and we call that a radler, which would kind of be a summer shandy.
Yeah.
But people don't like that. Like a lot of
Purists don't like
a
it.
lot of purists, like traditionalists. You go to a beer tent and you want that. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, that's not good. That's like asking for my peach seltzer.
But it's like if I were to go to the beer garden with, say, my fiance, she's not gonna slug back a liter of like just I don't know,
Yeah, molasses.
beer, whatever. She'll have a summer shandy.
What makes you a bigger rock star in Germany? Being a Stanley Cup champion or winning a medal at the World Championships?
Oh, winning a medal at the World Championships.
Really? Isn't that what Gabrick said too?
Yeah, that's
It's also hockey is still fairly niche. I think our biggest star with Leon, if you were to ask 100 random people on the street and you showed them a picture of Draisaitl, I'm going to go ahead and say that not even 25% of people would know who he is.
really.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he's our biggest guy.
Well, yeah.
It's just-
Everybody in North America that follows hockey for sure would know him, but
Well, yeah, he's everybody in hockey, like any hockey fan would obviously know who Leon is,
Yeah.
but it's like hockey is just still so niche that it's like people don't really know us. The only time I get recognized is in my hometown when I go out.
So you won silver at Worlds. Was Leon on that team with you?
No, he was in playoffs that year.
Okay, and then so this year, Winter Games, Germany's in the hockey,
Yep.
and that would be something you'll be doing potentially.
Yep. Hopefully, obviously, get healthy in the next few weeks, get in a rhythm, start playing. The women are also qualified for
Yep.
us, which is great.
That's great.
so I want to talk about hockey in Germany a little bit. So it's
Yeah.
not huge. Like soccer's a big sport.
Soccer is massive, dominates everything from money to media. hockey usually gets a big push around World Championships, Olympics, that kind of stuff. We have Worlds in Germany 2027. So usually what you'll see is big media push right before and during the tournament, and then also a lot of big influx of children into the sport right around that time or right after. But then it just kind of fizzles down, and it's just, we just don't have, soccer is just like TV stations would rather show a third league soccer game than a league from the German hockey league. So it is what it is.
So real quick, I played in Germany, the World Championships there, and we played in an indoor game, huge indoor game, like 70-something thousand people.
70,000.
Yeah, U.S. versus Germany.
Schalke. I remember that game.
And it was awesome.
Yeah.
But the number one memory I have of it was that I took my jersey off after, and you could smell like the smoke, so they could still like smoke inside the buildings, and it was a little bit different. But it was like, you look up, it was like smoky, like old school kind of. And this is like 2000.
Some of my favorite memories, or it's just when I get that. It sounds kind of weird, but when I get that smell of like cigarettes and bratwurst, it automatically takes me back to my, days as a kid where I would be in the stands watching games, and there'd just be like 3 guys in front of you, just cigarettes, and behind everybody would smoke, but it'd just be like at the time, and that's how it was. Even we had a rink restaurant upstairs, and I remember, as kids, after practice, we'd go in, we'd eat our dinner, and people would next to you, they'd be smoking. It'd just be completely.
I got to thank you for giving us our first social clip from the episode, because that's just amazing.
It was also awesome.
Cigarettes and bratwurst.
Yeah, it was also
your biography.
an awesome environment, because the 70,000, it was like a soccer game.
Yeah.
Like I actually felt like I was like a soccer player, because they cheered like the
songs and chants.
Yes, and they were dancing.
Did you win?
No, we lost 2-1 in overtime.
Oh my God, they must have gone nuts.
Oh yeah, and it was great.
You're almost like,
that game is a lot of.
They need it more than we do on this.
A lot of
even
people, German hockey fans, when they ask you about favorite hockey memories, Team Germany, they will probably, a lot of them will mention that game for sure.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was awesome.
Can we go face-offs for a minute, okay?
Yeah.
Because I love your phrase, big in the circle. So you're good at face-offs, and we're excited to have you back in the lineup because we need some help. But I just want to know so much more about this, because to me, it's like rock, paper, scissors. I have no idea how you win a face-off. I think someone needs to invent like a tush push, like in football, or like there's got to be a way to hack this, get NASA involved. Like, how do you do this? Do you watch iPad? Are you watching like 50 recent face-offs by this player in every zone, and I just don't get it. How do you become good at
I actually want to ask you, Karts, like, were people, when you played, like when you think you started playing in the league, were face-offs, like, was that big, like a big point of emphasis? Yeah.
For sure.
Because I feel like when I watch clips, like older clips, guys would just kind of line up very casually. You know what I mean? Like I watch clips from like, I don't know, not that, like, let's say go even way back, like say you go like 90s or even early 2000s, like guys would like line up very casually. And now it's like this big procedure, the one guy comes in, puts his stick down, and the other guy comes in, puts his stick down, and the ref talks to the guys for like 3 minutes.
They always kick someone out. They kick someone out every time.
I just feel like back in the day, it'd just be like, ref would be like, here's the puck, we'll drop it, and the guys would just be like, all right, let's go.
I think it became a big deal, and it was before analytics. But the elite hockey minds, if we could call them that, I think started to realize that like it takes you 15 seconds to get the puck back. If your shift is 45 seconds, and
3-on-3 overtime, I mean, you lose the first draw, you may not get the puck back.
Yeah.
I mean,
and faceoffs mattered. Like I actually hear coaches and people like Colorado. Actually, the year that you guys won it, I think we're like 28th in the league in faceoffs. So people use that argument and say like faceoffs don't matter, but they do.
That's like 3-on-3 is a great example. Or you got
it's a killer.
Other team pulls the goalie at the end of the game. If you were 5-on-6, you got 7 seconds left on the clock. It's like, I'd rather win the draw than not win it and give the other team a chance to tie the game or win the game. No, for me, it's just.
Are you technical or are you instinctive? Like, are you watching like a pitcher, like a hitter against a pitcher, or how do you prepare?
Both. There certainly is an element of preparation in terms of watching video, the other guys, especially guys that you maybe struggle against a little bit. I also like to watch the guys that are just really good, to have good numbers, like Tavares is always up there in the league. Like, I love watching him. A lot of guys now, for example, have started going to the forehand. Like
Crosby?
Like what Crosby does, Tavares does. Nobody did this like 4 or 5 years ago. It was like Crosby was the only one. And now on their weak side, almost everybody's going to their forehand. This is a completely new thing. A couple guys turn their stick around.
I don't like that.
I don't like that at all because you don't have any leverage.
And then you got to swap your stick around.
If you do lose the draw, you have your stick the wrong way around. You can't box out. You can't do anything. So I'm not a big fan of that. Trocheck does it a little bit, couple guys, but it's not as prevalent, I feel. And you should still be an instinctive player. I feel like sometimes when I start to do too much video, too much overthinking about the other guy, then I'm slow. Then I'm slow to the reaction, and then I start losing draws. So, and I also like the general way for me to win draws is with my strength and my size, being over the dot and just being
a bulldog.
Being a bulldog, yeah.
They just gain the early competitive advantage. Like, even if you can be second on the dot, you're like, I kind of want to be first and get my head in a spot that's uncomfortable.
And there's some guys where I go into the circle and I know that I'm winning this draw. But then there's other guys that maybe I have a tougher time against. They maybe beat me a lot of times, and then I start maybe looking more at their stuff and what they do and how I can counteract that a little bit.
Yeah.
And the other thing is just reps and practice. You can do a lot of things that people maybe don't realize. Just get reps in. You can do, I like where I turn my stick around and I just use the knob of my stick for timing. I like where I have 2 pucks drop, like one from each side, and I go bang, bang real quick. There's a lot of things you can do.
So what's your favorite strong side against a weak, you know what I mean?
I like just going on my strong side and then against a righty on my strong side.
You like backhand on backhand then?
Yeah, I like backhand on backhand.
And then what do you do, go over the top or you go underneath it?
It depends on the player, really. It's because some guys are very upright. And then, for example, Hartsey is a righty, but he gets really, really low on the draw. So it's tougher to go under. And that's just, I feel like that's just experience. You'll know what works based on what you see when you line up against the guy. And that's what I mean. Like we talked about Mac earlier, celebrating. It's like in your first year in the NHL, it's hard because you don't know. Now the centers in the league, unless it's a new center, I know this guy. Like I've taken probably 50 draws against this guy, so I can tell kind of the tendencies that he has. But
what's the weirdest thing you've seen in the circle? Whether it's somebody saying something to you, somebody doing something.
Here's what I've never understood, and the league might have to explain this to me. You know how the league has been very tight penalty-wise on having your stick in somebody's hands, right? Like now a guy shoots or stick handles and you tap him in the gloves, it's an automatic 2-minute penalty.
Yep.
I do not understand how tying up is allowed because the guy the puck drops and you go straight with your stick to the other guy's hands.
Yeah.
And then you kick the puck back.
Is this the European in you? Because that's a rule that they don't allow in international.
Yeah, they do not allow it. And
they don't allow it. International hockey, you'll get a penalty if you can't win a draw with your feet.
It should not be allowed. It makes no sense to have a rule where you have 2-minute penalty for, they call it, even if you just tap a guy now on the gloves, it's like, and if they kind of fumble the puck, it's like, arm goes out.
Oh, and they're going to fumble the puck if you touch their gloves.
So now it's like,
that's a gray area too, though, because there's a lot of like that goes on in a corner, like against the wall and stuff too. But
I suppose, but then it's also like sometimes the linesman will then blow back the faceoffs. And if I see a guy that's tying me up every day, like Max Stormy is like tying me up every time, I'm telling the linesman, I'm like, this guy's not even trying to win the drawback. He's just straight up going into my hands. So please blow it down, and then he'll do it. But that's kind of a rule that I don't understand.
So
I got a couple more on this.
Okay.
You have any dirty tricks? Like, for example, there used to be guys that I think they would do it on purpose, and then I started. Like, I'd have to get a pad that extended on my elbow pad. So if you're losing your draws to a guy, you might purposely miss his stick on a tie up real hard, and you could hit like the outside of his wrist right on his
I
bone.
like this.
And then you get like a monkey bump on your bone out here.
It's not great.
And then the rest of the game, you're like, if he goes back,
do it again.
You're scared to go back.
Yeah, you're like,
because the guy's going straight. Instead of tying it up between your glove and your stick here,
purposely hit your
they
forearm.
purposely
I
go
like
above
this.
your glove.
Give him a little calcium deposit.
Yeah,
for
but
that.
then you just have to get a pad. Like that's what I had to do.
Yeah,
Get a pad
and then
that would go there.
The other thing is like some guys just have way more leash with linesmen than others. Like Crosby, obviously he is who he is, and he likes going to his forehand, but he's not squared up.
No,
His forehand, he's
it's
like
brutal.
He's like facing the wall and he slaps it. JT Miller kind of does it too. And then other guys that maybe the guy linesman doesn't know you, it's your first, second year in the league, he'll tell you have to have your skates exactly on the lines. It's like, come on.
I love it.
I wish they would call the penalty more too, where if the second guy gets kicked out.
Yeah, see, that's another thing. Why did it even? I have never seen that penalty being called.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have, but so what's
I don't think I've seen it.
what's the point of having?
Which penalty?
So if you get kicked out of a draw,
Yeah.
like let's say D zone draw ice, you get kicked out.
Which happens every time. It's
Yes, if the next guy gets kicked out, penalty. But the next guy can like jump it and they'll just restart the draw. They'll be like,
It's
no,
like-
restart it, but they should boot him and it should be a penalty.
Let's say we ice the puck and we know we've been out there for a while. I need some extra rest. I will purposely not go into the circle to give me another extra 10 seconds or the guy's extra 10 seconds. Then the arm goes up because it's a warning, right? I have to go into the circle. And then the second time around, I've never changed the way I approached it. Like I've never gotten a second warning. It's just,
Well,
I don't know.
I've done this before where I send my winger in on purpose.
Yeah, I've done
So
that
you like just whatever you do, just get kicked
Yeah,
out.
get kicked
like
out.
jump
Buy
out.
us
So
some
then,
time.
We'll buy us 10 or 15 seconds, and then I might be able to cheat on the next round. We're still not going to get a penalty.
Is there any chatter? Like any like anything good? Like getting someone's head before a draw?
No, guys get frustrated though. You can tell when you have a guy's number and they start changing the way they normally do things. You can tell. And
I love how nerdy this is.
yeah,
It's so
it's
good.
This is good. There's one more thing I want to talk about that I was proud of. Do you know the guys that sneak their foot in forward so that when you go down on it, you hit their skate and then it's on the outside of their edge?
It's another thing that guys.
This could be its own podcast.
That's what I mean. It's like the rules are very. I think they should change the rules to where the face-off is a stick battle,
Yeah.
and that way it's pretty clear. You can't tie up and win with your feet or anything. Your feet shouldn't be able to come forward into the dot and block the other guy's stick, like you just said. I don't know.
What I started doing on that one, try it sometime, is push the laces out. Like if you know this guy does this and he's setting up for it, just set your stick up to push the laces out on his other foot, and he just falls flat on his face.
Yeah, you fall forward.
Boom,
Oh, I
right
like
down. You're like, you're gonna try that move. This is what you're gonna get.
Heartsy can show you how to take someone's front rack out
Yeah.
too, if you need it. A couple things. So you're in Minnesota. This podcast, we're here till it's here. All we want is Minnesotans. I mean, you've been staying with your in-laws. We've had a lot of
Parked outside.
frustration as sports fans in Minnesota.
Yeah.
You get to go win 2 cups. My God. So now you got to make a deal. You got to get us a cup here too. I mean, you've had a couple days with the cup. What was it like? What were those cultures like in Colorado and last year in Florida? You know, the 16 W's, right? Grinding through that playoffs 2 months long. What kind of ingredients did you see in the room that got those 2 teams you were a part of all the way to the promised land?
I think both teams, Colorado and Florida, were comparable in the sense that everything was dialed in, from the guys on the ice, obviously the lineup, to coaching, to the Zamboni guy, to the guy making the shakes after the practice. There was no room for, I don't know what we're going to do on the road trip here after the game, that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. No, like everything was down to a T. Like, for example, Florida in playoffs, let's say we play, and then we wouldn't fly back that same night. No, we'd stay in the city overnight, get a great night's sleep, because otherwise you'd come back at 1, 2, 3 a.m., get the bad night of sleep, and then the next day is kind of gone. So we stay the night in the other city, get a great night of sleep, find a spa to go to in the morning. We'd have a sauna, cold tub, right as we get on the bus, like lunch is there, shakes are there, like everything is provided. We go straight to the airplane. But that's like in playoffs, every meal, everything is dialed in. So that's one thing. The other team is the team itself. You need special players. You need special players like obviously McKinnon in Colorado, or Marshy, or Sasha in Florida, that can, when things don't go your way, and they at some point won't in playoffs, can win you a game kind of on their own. They just kind of grab
Change momentum,
and win the game. You need good goaltending. You need goaltending to win you a game that you deserve to lose in playoffs. Yep. That's a thing. Special teams is big. Penalty kill, power play, obviously, they need to be momentum changers as well. You can't have a penalty kill where you take 5-6 penalties and you give up 3 goals in playoffs. Like you won't win any games. And then leadership, it's just guys that have that drive, that desire to win, which was really evident for me with McKinnon in Colorado and Landeskog as the leadership group there. In Florida, Sasha, Reinhardt, Chucky, the guys bring everything into the fold, everybody into the fold, and everybody has a role. And the other thing too is depth on the team. Because in both cases, in Colorado and in Florida, we had situations where guys would go down with some sort of injury, and there's no panic in the room. Oh, this guy's out now. Like, who's going to play for him? Oh, this guy, everything's flip-flopping around. No, like, we knew exactly next guy's up. Like in Florida, when I didn't play in the finals, it'd be like we had 3 great players that weren't playing in the finals. They could, like, Sam Skavich wasn't playing, I wasn't playing, Boquist wasn't playing. Like 3 established NHL players that could easily come into any lineup and play the game. And you need that in playoffs because guys are going to get hurt or suspended or whatnot. So those are some of the ingredients that I can observe.
How was Marchand last year?
Great. I mean, it's
because he seemed like a guy that probably sparked the desire to win too a little bit.
God, was he good in the playoffs?
He looked hungry.
Yeah, and it was like when he first came to Florida. Obviously, he had an injury before. People were saying, "Oh, he kind of looks slow."
Yeah, he's
lost it or whatever. And we also, in general, with Florida, right before playoffs started, we're kind of in a slump. We were also resting players and stuff, but we weren't looking great. And a lot of people were saying, "Oh, like Tampa's gonna beat us in the first round." And the second the puck dropped, the first game in Tampa is light switched with like those guys and Marshy. It's like this mode of competitiveness that's hard to sustain over an 82-game season. You know this. It's hard to play the same way on a Tuesday night in February than...
Yeah, you can't fake the want.
You can't fake the want.
That's the way I look at it. Like, it's so hard to fake. Like, and you do want to win that game.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, but it's hard.
It's not like from the bottom of your soul. You
don't get up the same way that day for a morning skate and everything, knowing what's on the line at 7:00. So that's just the difference. And those guys are so good at knowing when to turn it on,
flipping the switch,
when to turn it off.
Marshy looked like he was shot out of a cannon.
Amazing.
Looked like he was 26 years old.
I saw a photo, I think of the Florida series, where you had some people on the ice with you after. I don't know if that was the case in Colorado or not, but how was it immediately after? Like, did you get to share it with some people close to you?
That's the best part for me, I always say, is to have people there, and they're more excited than you are, really, and they've supported you your whole life. And and for example, in the case of like my fiance, like she's probably stopped playing hockey, and it's because of me moving around and stuff, and her wanting to be with me, and it's just your family. I think about coming over to play junior hockey. Like, there was no guarantee where this would lead to, right? It was just like I came over, they put their money, which junior hockey costs money to play, and at the NHL level, even, it's like I did not have a guarantee for a scholarship or anything like that. No, they put their trust and their money into my path, and so it feels like you can reward them a little bit with some of those moments, and that's the best part.
So now, how did this go at home? Because it's my understanding that Taylor win an Isabel Cup.
Yeah.
So she has the first trophy, and you say, "Hold my Stein," and you go out and win too.
She also won.
You've had that loaded the whole
She also,
day. Oh
she
my
also had a way better
Hold my Stein.
collegiate career than me. She won 2 national championships with Clarkson women's hockey. So
She beat the Gophers, as a matter of fact.
yeah, so they always had really good teams at school, and so she definitely she was kind of one-upping me my whole career. Yeah.
Oh, that's
So winning seems to follow you. The
Yeah.
party in Colorado was good. How was the party in Florida? And which one was better so that when you win a third cup here, Minnesota knows how to one-up them?
Well, I think here it just be so special because the state is hockey. Like everybody plays hockey. Kids play hockey or have played hockey at some point. So I can only imagine the amount of people that will come out to a parade here.
There would be no elbow room.
Yeah. No, in Colorado we had, I think they said 400,000 people on the parade. So, and it was downtown. So it was very it was just people everywhere. So Florida was just different. Because the setting was just so unique, like right by the beach. It's June, sun's burning down.
golf
It's
carts,
just golf carts.
elbow room.
It's very unique. It's hard to say better or worse. They're just different.
Well, the best one will be in Minnesota.
I actually would think.
I got it. So
Pontoon party.
I believe you're the first player we've ever had on that is a collector of sports cards, which I'm excited. Now, are you are you deep into the hobby? Like you slab up your cards, you get them graded, you collect hockey?
Yeah, right now I only collect hockey, and I collect mostly guys that I played against or played with, but also some older guys, older cards. And I just sent off like a batch of around 40, 45 cards to Beckett to get graded. And it's not so much about the value of them or what grade they get or what they're worth. I just want them to be, encapsulated. And what I do is I get the young guns or the future watches, so the rookie cards. And then after the games, or I give it to the equipment guy and they get it signed from the other team. So I just thought a lot of guys collect sticks, So I didn't want maybe to have, 75 or 100 sticks at the end of my career. And then
Tough to display, too.
Exactly. So it was kind of like, well, what could I do? So it's just sports cards I thought always were cool. And then I just get the rookie card signed. And then
Well, what do you think of this card here that we're showing him for the listeners? This is a young gun. That's an exclusive, I believe.
Not everybody gets a young
that's
gun.
A Ryan Carter. What's the year on that? I'd have
that
to
is a exclusive to 31 out of 100.
Yeah, that's number 31.
But I can tell you, left corner, right corner, a little bit dinged, so you're going to get dinged on the corners here. Oh, yeah, the back.
What number was that? 52? Is that what it says on there?
What is jersey number? You got a tryout number?
Yeah, exactly.
52.
And now, what do you make of this 1992?
That's definitely
that's a Bill Guerin to 10. I believe that's probably the only one graded besides.
Well, gem and 10.
Right.
Wow.
And then we got Kirill. We'll have to show you
Yeah,
that
killer.
one. See, yeah.
So what's a Bill Guerin 10 rated card worth?
I don't know.
I got it on eBay. I don't know.
Yeah, killer.
$30, $40.
Kirill right now at gem and 10, I would say it's about $200, I think. Usually what happens is when those cards first come out, there's a massive demand for it. Like I think Max Celebrini's card right now is like 500, 600.
Yeah, maybe more.
Maybe more. It obviously depends on what grade they're in.
You like this card? It's Madonna. That's a Madonna rookie.
Yeah, I
Back
actually
when
just
they-
got Madonna's rookie card. Yeah.
And there's the other number 7 too. But yeah, so where do you get your cards then? You buying them online or how do you-
I have a couple of shops on road cities that I go to.
That's outstanding.
Where I then usually go visit those shops, but mostly eBay. And then I either get them where they're already graded and I crack the case and get it signed and then get it recased, or I just buy it raw. If I see it's in a decent condition, I'll buy it raw.
Well, we were in Billy's basement, Billy Guerin, and I will tell you, I think it's great you're doing this because this guy saved all of his helmets.
Yeah.
He saved all of his jerseys. He saves little fire trucks from a convenience store in Jersey or something. It is awesome.
Yeah.
When you're done
Yeah.
to have that, I mean, it's pretty cool. So good on you.
It's just a hobby, too. It's like
Yeah,
something to do away from the rink.
You got anything else, Carts?
I don't, man. It was fun. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, good chatting. The body feels good. We should touch on this because
Yes, I think right now skating with Andy. I would wager next week start practices with the boys. I would assume I'm going on the road trip. Maybe play at the end of the road trip, but surely at the end of the month should be playing.
Well, excited to see you out there. Appreciate you taking some time with us.
Absolutely.
And best of luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome back.